in a space so ordinary where everything seemed silent and calm. Yet, in that very moment, something strange took place. The camera lens accidentally captured a shadowy figure drifting slowly across. It wasn't human, nor anything that belongs to this world. Some say it was nothing more than a trick of the light, but others believe it was the sign of a restless spirit lingering nearby. In your opinion, what do you think it really is? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. In the suffocating night, a pale figure suddenly emerged, standing right in front of the car. Yet I had always been the one to laugh at the idea of spirits and demons, so I thought this was just a prank by someone. What happened after didn't just terrify me, it imprisoned my mind in darkness for the rest of my life.
¿Y eso, po? Oye, ¿qué te pasa? ¿Quién es ese? ¿Será Charlie?
This manifestation left the whole family confused and worried. In the end, they decided to throw the balloon away, but the little boy couldn't let go, and from that moment, terrifying events began to unfold, plunging the entire family into overwhelming fear. Right where the balloon stopped, A grotesque head suddenly appeared on the doorway, twisted, horrifying, freezing the entire space in terror. My whole family panicked, recalling the strange behavior of the shadow, and then they began to suspect that grotesque head might be the very source of all the mysterious events that had been haunting us. In the stillness of the night, the house seemed to remain in silence, yet somewhere a chilling draft crept through, and strange noises echoed, as if warning that something ominous was on its way. It was exactly as I feared. When I curiously opened the window, a silent figure stood motionless before me. Its messy hair hung low. I quickly grabbed a flashlight to see if someone was playing a prank, but the moment the light touched it, the figure slowly lifted its head, revealing a pale, lifeless face, with eyes devoid of any black, staring straight at me. In those lifeless eyes, I realized I had come face to face with something that did not belong to this world. This young man was overjoyed when he managed to buy a house at an unbelievably cheap price, despite everyone's warnings, for they knew all too well that this house hid something truly bizarre and sinister. But he didn't care at all. For all his life, he had never believed in the existence of ghosts or demons. But then, while he was happily live streaming, confidently proving to everyone that the house was safe, suddenly, a white figure with long loose hair quietly slipped into the phone's frame. He was stunned, his heart pounding wildly, then panicked and fled from the very house he had just bought. All his confidence, all his defiance, vanished in an instant, leaving only sheer terror behind. This man is on his journey to become an exorcist, and today is his very first trial. But soon he realizes that nothing is as easy as he once believed. As soon as he began reciting the prayer, suddenly the crucifix on the wall spun around and fell to the ground. Cold winds swept through, sending chills down the spine. The wind chimes rang wildly. The homeowner panicked and ran away. Glasses crashed onto the floor. The refrigerator swung open by itself. The exorcist tried to stay calm, forcing himself to continue reading. But at the very last moment, when the chair suddenly toppled over on its own, he could no longer endure it and fled in terror. A student unknowingly captured a horrifying shadow on camera. In the video, a girl dressed in white appears, looking lost, as if everything around her did not belong to the same world. Her face was pale, drained of every drop of blood, as if she hadn't been touched by sunlight for a very long time. The students around her seemed completely unaware of her presence. Everyone was busy with their own tasks, as if she were nothing more than a part of the air itself. She didn't seem like a student at all, rather like a ghost trapped, lost in some space between two worlds. A driver was making his way along a deserted highway. The road stretched endlessly, shrouded in darkness, with barely another car in sight. After hours of driving, fatigue began to weigh on him. But what happened next jolted him wide awake. In the thick darkness, a woman suddenly appeared, dressed in strange clothing. She walked silently, completely unaware of the car approaching from behind. She seemed unafraid of being hit. This sent chills down the driver's spine, making his skin crawl. A question echoed in his mind. Was this a madwoman, or just a hallucination of his own? The grandmother of this man had been paralyzed for years after a stroke, unable to care for herself. To watch over her, he quit his job and stayed at home day and night, afraid to leave her alone. He even installed a camera in the room, just to keep watch. Tonight, like every other night, the man gently laid his grandmother on the bed, before quietly returning to his own room to rest. But then, through the camera's lens, something unbelievable happened. The grandmother, who had been bedridden for years, suddenly stood up. Her movements were swift and fluid, completely unlike the paralyzed body she had lived in for so long. She slowly opened her mouth as if to speak, but its shape twisted and distorted, nothing like that of a normal human. Her face contorted, transforming into something terrifying and grotesque. At that moment, the man heard strange noises coming from his grandmother's room. He rushed in to check. Yet there she was, lying motionless on the bed, as if nothing had ever happened. Thinking he might have misheard, he quietly closed the door and returned to his room. But, the moment he left, through the camera's lens, his grandmother grotesquely transformed into a monstrous being. She crawled on all fours, moving around the house in a twisted posture, emitting spine-chilling sounds. This man was sleeping when suddenly, a chilling sensation brushed against his body. He jolted awake, the room around him swallowed in complete darkness. In a panic, he hurriedly grabbed his phone to light up the room. shadow of a woman suddenly appeared. She slowly walked closer, her faint outline becoming clearer on the glass, but within seconds, the figure vanished without a trace. The man stared at the mirror, trembling. Where did the woman in the mirror go? No trace, no sound, only an eerie emptiness that sent chills down his spine. The man and his friend were driving down a deserted road. Suddenly, something appeared right in front of the car. They stopped and got out to check. It turned out to be just a basket, but the moment he tried to move it aside, its owner suddenly appeared, lurking in the chilling darkness. Before their eyes, a figure dressed in white appeared, grotesque in appearance. Her footsteps dragged across the road in a bizarre zigzag, moving in a twisted Z-shape that filled the night with terror. On the car, a shadowy figure stood motionless, yet it didn't seem alive, more like a wandering spirit. Someone whispered half in jest that it was the vengeful ghost of the car's former owner who had died in a crash. As they were about to step out of the car, suddenly the alarm went off. The security display clearly showed two shadowy figures slowly wandering around the vehicle. He quickly glanced outside the car, but there was no one there. In that moment, a chilling doubt crept into his mind. Was it just a glitch in the car's system, or had his own eyes been deceived by something from beyond? The seasoned miner was patrolling the site. Suddenly he stopped, his eyes fixed on empty space, his lips moving quietly, as if he was speaking to someone unseen. What's even more terrifying was what the camera revealed. In the footage, a faint-colored blur appeared, always standing next to the miner, swaying gently, as if responding to his every move. So, in that desolate mining site, who was the man truly speaking to?